Hello guys, si Kesan Plaza ulit ito at welcome sa episode 45 ng larutan ng Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut main campaign. So, tuloy natin yung ano natin. Malapit na tayo matapos dito eh. Andun na tayo sa chamber kung saan namatay si si Monica doon sa pinakaunang episode. The lab below. After making your way across the manor grounds, you find the servants' entrance open and the immediate interior clear of any resistance. You find the elevator that you used during your prior escape waiting patiently for your arrival. Teka. Tuloy ko lang dito. For your arrival. It shudders to life now, ready to carry you down into the facility below, to the place where Monica met Apex and the world turned upside down, where this whole thing began. Okay, so yan. Noong huling episode, bago tayo natapos guys, babasahin ko dapat yung laman nitong terminal eh. So basahin natin yan. Panacea Project Terminal. The screen on the terminal flickers off and on, and display a flashing error code. Error 4AC43BC6. Primary security offline. Error. Access doors are floodlights, please. Engage LTG your designated air duct. Admin access granted. Press any key to continue. So tuloy natin. Sige, gawin natin to. You press a key at random and the screen begins to flash. A piezoelectric beeper buried somewhere deep inside the terminal plays a series of chirps, and the system reboots itself. Then, when the screen comes alive again, it is filled with text. Welcome, Administrator. Please select from the following options: PF01, Hypothermophile Studies, PF02, Artificial Lymphocytes and Monoclonal Antibody Production, PF03, Hermetic Techniques for Slowing Radioactive Decay, PF4, Recent Development Notes. So, basahin natin muna isa-isa. Open the entry labeled Hyperthermophile Studies. The information in this entry is impossibly dense. It would take you a week and a stack of scientific journals to fully decipher. Biotech 7, wala tayo nun eh. Study the entry. Biotech 5, skim over the entry. Search for clues as to what the entry is about. Okay, so wala tayo nung 7 eh, so 5 muna. From what you can tell, this staff has been experimenting with hyperthermophilic organisms, animals that thrive in temperatures high enough to kill most other organisms. There are details on a variety of different species of test animals. It looks as though the scientists who were working here were attempting to extract some form of genetic information from them. But for what purpose, you cannot tell. Ito na. Open the entry labeled Artificial Lymphocytes and Monoclonal Antibody Production. O Biotech 6. You open the entry and the screen fills with pages worth of scientific jargon. Buti meron akong Biotech 6. Study the entry. This entry covers the development of non-traditional techniques to encourage the production of monoclonal antibody cells. The research they're doing here focuses on mass producing the cells by way of artificial genetically identical lymphocytes that could act as factories for the proteins. Okay imbis na gumamit sila ng tawag dito, ng ano yun? Ano tawag doon? Kalimutan ko yung tawag doon na, yung yung base form ng mga cells. Kalimutan ko tawag doon na. The lymphocyte cells that have been produced here are robust and self-replicating, and they have proven viable in a wide variety of test animals. What any of this has to do with the Panacea project is not addressed. Open the entry labeled Hermetic Techniques for Slowing Radioactive Decay. Wala tayo dito. This entry is overflowing with complicated magical figures. It could take a skilled mage to decipher it. Spellcasting 7, spellcasting 5, ano man. Attempt to read the entry na lang. You pour through the entry for several minutes before giving up. The meta-magical terminology in use here is far too dense for a non-mage to understand. The only clue you're left with is the title of the entry. Apparently they're using magic to extend the half-life of radioactive isotopes. Why they're doing it, you cannot say. Ayun, stem cells. Yung isip ko kanina, imbis sa stem cells, lymphocyte cells ang ginamit nila. Open the entry labeled Panacea Recent Development Notes. Surprisingly, this entry is relatively easy to read. Skimming it over, you discover that the scientists here have been working on a variety of additional tweaks to a project called Panacea. Apparently, a batch of artificial lymphocytes developed for the project has recently been bound with an airborne RNA virus. The resulting microorganism is as infectious as the flu and exhibits a broadband capability to jump species barriers. COVID-19. Okay 2015 game. Na-predict yung COVID pandemic. Okay The notes also discuss the bioagent Doom and the resident scientists' effort to deconstruct it. It appears as though they are attempting to improve upon the formulae in some way. There is a moment of silence as the group absorbs everything that you've just read. I don't like the looks of this, Raquel Sudafa. I don't like it at all. Intelligence 7. There isn't enough information here to know what this panacea is, but I can take a guess. Whatever's going on here, we have more important things to do than stand around talking about it. Let's keep moving as ito. Tingnan natin kung anong insight. I'm all ears, boss. Lay it on us. I think the panacea is a sort of delivery system for Doom. It's a virus, airborne and highly infectious, and it can produce Doom antibodies on command. But the radioactive payload that they carry is stable somehow, dormant. The magical research ties it all together. I don't think that any of this would work at all if magic weren't involved. Nakakuha tayo ng points. 5. What all this tells me is that we need to shut Vauclair down. Whatever mad scientist bullshit he's planning on pulling with this stuff, it isn't going to be good for us all. Agreed. Let's keep moving. We need to put a stop to this. At least nakakuha ako ng 5 points doon. Gamitin natin sa pinaka-importante sa intelligence hacking. Ito. Pinaka-importante itong ESP control muna Yan. Kung makakuha tayo ulit ng 3 pa, kunin ko yung biotech, although mukhang hindi na rin kailangan Ano pa ba pwede nating increase? Quickness. Hindi na. Yan. Makaipon pa tayo ng 4 na points. Pwede ko habulin yung Pwede ko habulin tong Biotech. Save natin para hindi natin ulitin yung part na yan. Yun lang ba talaga yan? Accessible. Pinto, tapos ito. Door control. Kailangan ko jack in. Ganun ba? A message flashes onto the stats panel at your approach. Si Apex. This estate is littered with the detritus of my former life. Mechanical appendages that I have outgrown. I have instructed these devices to ignore you and slaughter my former captors. A small token of my appreciation for your assistance. Okay ah. Okay ah. Inspect natin. Error, Apex control entity set to attack allies. Okay, so dito tayo sa pintuan na to. Nice. Nice, kahit pa paano meron tayong support. Teka. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Teka. Ako na muna. $58, $54, $54. $50 pala, kala ko $54. Ito na lang. $89. $59. Sige, ito na lang. Buhay ka pa rin. Saway, teka. Si Glory. Glory, ikaw muna. Tanggal na isa. Okay, dalawa pa. Tiger. Bintis yun sa sayang. Bilis ka pa, pasaway. Isa na lang. Tuluyan ha. Teka. Abot mo ba si ano? Hindi. Hindi niya abot. Teka. Hindi ko rin abot talaga. Kailangan pala mapot ng isa. Ay, ano ba yun? Sayang. Oh well, never mind. Hindi siya tuloy mahil. Bintis pa, sayang. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Sa taas tsaka sa gilid. Ito wala, sayang. I mean, meron. Locked. Lab Security Central Control. Error 4AC43BC6. Primary Security offline. Auto lock override disabled. Unlock access remote control box. Drone control. Secure storage unlocked. Security interlocks on drones are engaged. Self-destruct countdown will begin on activation. Ano yung item na nakuha doon? This is a drone remote control box with both manual and direct rig controls. Although its small screen is cycling error messages, it appears to be partially functional. A rigger would get the most use out of equipping this equipment like this. Wala naman tayong kasamang rigger so leave alone, iwan na lang. Check natin yung security cameras. Camera access granted. Yun. So, pwede ko tignan dito. Pero ito isa hindi. So, dito muna tayo sa isa. Wala tayong kasamang rigger eh. Di ko sinama si Blitz dito sa mission na to eh. Ano meron dito? Terminal lang. This terminal shows a nearly featureless login screen. Decking 5. Hack an account. Have your decker hack an account. Decking 5 naman tayo eh. You find a selection of email files from various staff members. Email number 1. Neri, I know you need to pass through multiple checkpoints to get outside for your smoke break, but that's no reason to break protocol and smoke in the lab. The material that we are working with is dangerous, and your laziness is putting people at risk. Please don't let it happen again. Lily. Okay, check natin yung entry number 2. Dearest Thea, please stop asking me where my work has taken me. You know I can tell you that. I made it clear when we parted at the train station last year. Security on this project is very tight, and all of our outgoing email is being scanned. Although we have been quite busy recently, I believe we are nearing a breaking point, and I can come home to you and Felix soon. All my love, Lily. Entry number 3. Check natin. Klaus. Again, excellent work on the venting system. Everyone is very pleased with your performance. It seems like only yesterday that you were one of my interns, and here you are, a newly appointed department head. Beyond everything that I told you earlier, you also have access to the guard storeroom in your section. Use access code 1247 in case of an emergency. That's for level 4 personnel and above. So keep it to yourself. 1247. Log out. Access code. Dito muna tayo sa ano. Balik tayo dito. Hindi natin pwede kunin yun eh. Dito muna. Dito yata yung code na yun eh. Para dito yata yun eh. Enter storage entry code. Use the keypad. 1247. Override accepted. Okay, so ano laman ito? Ano meron dito? Dalawa lang? Ano yun? Gold ano? Trauma kit na gold. Actually wala nang paggagamitan. Hindi ba pwede pasa sa mga kakampi? Level 3. Mas maganda sana ipapasa ko na lang sa iba eh. May pintuan pa dito. Malaki pa tong area. Ito tayo pumasok. Ito. One, two, three. Side broken. Kailangan ko yung isang weapon mo.
Talagang yung 54 lang ang pwede mong tirahin. Shots. din. Pasaway. Okay, pwede ko nang buksan to. Although, wala ring point. Bubuksan ko lang. Ito, buksan na rin natin to. Wala lang. Trip lang. Alam ba? Okay, yung terminal na lang talaga.
The screen on the terminal flickers off and on and displays a flashing error code. Error for AC 43BC6 inlet. Primary security offline. Error, access doors are floodlights please. Engage LTG your designated air duct. Admin access granted. Press any key to continue. Okay, press any key. You press a key and the screen begins to flash. After a moment, the system reboots itself. When the screen winks back on, you find yourself staring at the contents of an administrative inbox. Welcome administrator. Admin. Unread messages. Borchard Hans. Admin. Unread message. Wrath. Adolf. Admin. Unread message. Deneuve. Ingrid. Okay. First message. Basahin natin. Borchard Hans. To admin, we need to organize an all-staff meeting to discuss lab safety. Everyone is overworked and overstressed, and that's a perfect recipe for workplace accidents. I am telling you, we cannot afford any more accidents. The loss of Van Wijck has been hard on everybody. He was well liked, and watching him die in such a horrible fashion has been hard on morale. The staff is still committed to the cause. They all know what they signed up for, and they know how important this is. But losing such a good man because of such basic lapses in lab safety has been a difficult pill to swallow. Borchard. Second message naman. Falkenrath, Adolf. To admin, I am writing this to request additional security for the animal testing lab. You know how large and vicious these creatures can be. Without more trained handlers on staff, we're just begging for another accident. You remember what happened to Van Wijck? I'd also like to repeat my request for the animals be defanged, declawed, and muzzled, preferably someplace far away from the lab. Our having to use them is unavoidable due to their genetic similarity to our targets, but that doesn't mean that we can't take precautions. Falkenrath. Final message. Medyo delikado pala yung ginagawa nila rito. Deneuve Ingrid. To admin, I just wanted to thank you for pushing to bring the new hermetic lab online. It's good to know that you're listening to our requests. The research that the hermetic researchers have been doing here should make our work with the panacea much more manageable. Deneuve. So, yun lang. Okay. Next area. Lapit na pala, konti na lang. Ano naman meron dito? At dito muna tayo sa tagong kwarto. Connected din pala yun dun eh, so actually wag na muna.
Paano ko i-inspect yun? Teka.
There is large crack that runs right through this section of wall.
Hindi pwedeng ano? Hindi pwedeng basagin? Attack allies. Attack allies. Paano ko babasagin yun? Ano ko babasagin to? May mga items dito eh. Paano ko kukunin? Sige, dito na muna tayo sa room dito sa taas. Dami nila. Mga mage. Sige. Strategy natin yan. Papupuntahin natin sila dito sa room kung nasan tayo. Teka. I-check muna. Cover mo sarili mo. Lapit kayo lumapit sa akin. Hindi ako. Okay, pag-initan yan. Loko. Yun ang hinihintay ko. Kayo lumapit, hindi kami lalapit sa inyo. Hindi kita eh. Ate. One down. Glory. May 2 moves ka pa. One down. Timer na. Yeah. Tapusin lang natin tong rounds natin guys. Tapos end ko na yung episode. galisa. Okay. End na lang natin dito guys. Ano, ubos na yung oras eh. At least medyo nagsusurvive tayo so far. Okay guys, Kersan Velasa signing off. Next episode ulit.